Warning, this podcast brought to you by a sports team fanboy living here in Miami. Would like to remind you that during this podcast you may hear swearing, yelling, ranting, a whole bunch of other stuff your ears may not be prepared for. Your discretion is advised.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Steve Wolf. This is another episode of Miami Sport Podcast. Today, I'll be talking about both the Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers, and they basically had a very struggling week. First, I'll be talking about the Miami Heat. The first opponent will be against the Houston Rockets, a team with the second best record of the league, right behind Golden State Warriors. If anyone's going to give Golden State a tough time in the playoffs, it would be them. Then we also without Goran Dragic for only that game due to injury. Despite that, Miami Heat managed to outscore the Houston Rockets about 33-25 in the first quarter. Miami Heat's only best quarter against the Rockets, as the Houston Rockets outscored them by an average of 5 points in the final 3 quarters. Turnovers by Miami Heat and the Houston Rockets scoring their threes was basically the difference of the game, giving Houston Rockets the win over Miami 99-90, despite performances like Whiteside having 23 points and 13 rebounds. 20 points, 13 rebounds. Next, it will be against the Sacramento Kings, a team they should have easily won the game, with Sacramento having the worst record of the league. But before I get to that, I must talk about a very important thing. Their new uniforms, the Miami Vice uniforms. Didn't care for as much. They just basically changed the colors to teal and pink. Unfortunately, didn't really care for it. But I had to live with it. The game was mostly back and forth until the fourth quarter when he had a 12-point lead. Sacramento managed to claw its way back to basically be down by 1 with the final seconds ticking away. Their key player, Foxes, that's his name, that's his last name, managed to score a missed shot in the final 3 seconds, giving away the game for Sacramento to win 89-88. Despite performances from Goran Dragic and Wayne Ellington scoring 23-22 points respectively. Their final game of the week will be against the Charlotte Hornets. But before I get to that, come on guys, turnovers, rebounds, stuff like that. You gotta make sure you have to do better than that against Sacramento. Not give the game away. Come on, worst team with a record. You can't lose to them. Now, their final game of the week against the Charlotte Hornets, a team historically, if Miami Heat were to sweep them, which Miami Heat was looking for, give Miami Heat a historic. What I'm trying to say is, every time Miami Heat sweeps the series with the Charlotte Hornets, they manage to go to the conference finals and the NBA finals. A game they should be able to win. Despite that, it was a tough game for Miami Heat, as one of Charlotte Hornets' key players, Dwight Howard, which by the way, I think he's in the wrong team. I don't think Charlotte's going to go anywhere for the next few years. If the guy's looking for a ring, he should at least, South Beach it or something. Go to where the talent lies. Or go anywhere with a team that's better. But that's just me. Again, so back to the game itself. Dwight Howard being able to be Charlotte Hornets' lead man managed to give Miami Heat a very tough time throughout the game. But because of Miami Heat's bench players, Olynyk, Wayne Ellington, man with the golden arm, Winslow, basically helped out Miami Heat win the game about 99-91. Game could have easily Miami Heat could have easily lost the game because of turnovers and the Hornets' best players outscoring them, but their bench basically saved the Heat's butts. If I always say the bench players, Wayne Ellington, Olynyk, Winslow, those players are basically what's key to Miami Heat's greatness. If they're gonna do anything in the playoffs, their bench better be ready. Now, as for the Florida Panthers faced the Dallas Stars and the Washington Capitals. dur- during the game against the Dallas Stars, their key players, James Reimer, got injured during the game. We keep on losing goaltenders. Our main goaltender Roberto Longo is still out with injury. Now James Reimer. Basically, it's now for Harry Satie to basically take the reins for the team until one of our goaltenders returns from injury, which will not be happening for another couple of weeks. Basically, that's blood in the water for the Dallas Stars, and they outscored us a game. It's tough. It's tough, really. 6-1. And that also transitioned to basically to the Washington Capitals. The only goal we actually had during the Dallas Star was with Ekblad. Thanks, Ekblad, but your effort was wasted. Despite one of our players, Malgin, scoring 2 goals during that game, near almost a hat trick, the Washington Capitals, Ovechkin Capitals, managed to outscore us 4-2. That team, despite with all their success and greatness, can't get past the second round against the Penguins. Unfortunately, this ain't the postseason, and yeah, they destroyed us, ending the game 4-2. On the bright side, Alexander Barkov managed to go to the All-Star game and having his skills checked out, being the All-Star game skills challenge. And also, we begin 2 international games, one of them, I believe, in Finland, next year. Cool. We get to have representation in Finland next year. It should be interesting to see how many fans go there. A full crowd, at least, cheering for us. So, yeah. Hopefully, Miami Heat and the Florida Panthers can have a better week. Miami Heat facing another 4-game week, but for Florida Panthers getting back to groove things after an All-Star break. And with the All-Star break, the Miami Heat can learn. The All-Star break, the Florida Panthers can learn from their mistakes and remake everything, or better lines, not better players. Can convey a new strategy to win games. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. This is another episode of Managed Sport Podcast. See you, sports fans. Goodbye.